Have you ever heard of parents seducing their kids? No, not in that way. Get your mind out of the gutter. Let's dive into the humorous world of Hollywood's power couple, Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones, who have come up with a unique strategy to persuade their children, Dylan and Karis, to hang out with them. Now, you might think, who wouldn't want to spend time with their Oscar-winning parents? Well, apparently, when you're the offspring of such famous faces, it takes a little more than a dad joke or a home-cooked meal to entice you. The secret weapon of this glamorous duo, lavish vacations. Yes, you heard it right. Imagine being Dylan and Karis. One day, your parents walk into your room and say, "Hey, how about we all jet off to a luxury resort in the Maldives this weekend?" That's right, folks. While most parents might bribe their children with an extra scoop of ice cream or a later bedtime, these Hollywood heavyweights are pulling out all the stops. But let's not judge too quickly. After all, isn't the essence of persuasion about understanding what the other person values and offering it to them? And let's face it, who wouldn't be seduced by the promise of exotic locations and 5-star accommodations? It's a classic case of if you can't beat them, join them. Or in this case, if you can't convince them, entice them. A golden nugget of wisdom from the Douglas Zeta-Jones parenting playbook. So, the next time you find it hard to get your kids to spend time with you, remember, you're not alone. Even the rich and famous have to resort to such tactics. We've all had those moments when our parents embarrass us. But imagine if your parents were world-famous celebrities. Now that's a whole new level of cringe, isn't it? Let's dive into the intriguing lives of Dylan and Karis, the children of the Hollywood power couple, Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Despite living a life filled with glamour, glitz, and the occasional lavish vacation, these kids are not immune to the universal experience of parental embarrassment. Yes, even celebrities, with their red carpet appearances and blockbuster movies, can be just as embarrassing as the rest of us regular folks. Case in point, Dylan, the son of the dynamic duo, has mentioned more than once that his dad can't resist dropping some truly awful dad jokes. Picture this, you're at a classy Hollywood event, rubbing shoulders with the who's who of the industry, and your dad decides it's the perfect moment to crack a joke that could make a tomato blush. Oh, the horror. Then there's Karis, who, despite being the daughter of the stunning Catherine Zeta-Jones, gets compared to none other than the gloomy and peculiar Wednesday Addams. Now, there's nothing wrong with being likened to an iconic character. But when your mom does it in a teasing manner, it's a whole different story. It's safe to say, even in the world of glitz and glamour, parents will always find ways to keep their kids grounded. In the grand scheme of things, these moments of embarrassment are just tiny blips in their star-studded lives. But they serve as a reminder that no matter who you are, where you come from, or how famous your parents might be, embarrassment is a universal language that we all understand. So, kids, before you complain about your parents, remember, it could always be worse. You could have Michael Douglas telling dad jokes at your school functions. Parenting can be a minefield, even when you're a celebrity. Take, for instance, the Hollywood power couple, Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. They're known for their iconic roles and glamorous lifestyles, but when it comes to parenting, they've had their fair share of amusing missteps. First, let's talk about Michael Douglas. He's a legendary actor, but according to his son Dylan, he's also the king of cringeworthy dad jokes. Just imagine, you're at a fancy dinner party, and your dad starts dropping jokes that make even the seasoned comedians in the room wince. Now, that's a parenting fail of epic proportions. But it's also incredibly endearing, isn't it? It just goes to show that no matter how famous you are, you can still embarrass your kids without even trying. And then there's Catherine Zeta-Jones. She's an Oscar-winning actress, but at home she's just mom. And like all moms, she has a knack for making her kids squirm. For instance, she once compared her daughter, Caris, to the character Wednesday Addams. Now, that's a unique kind of mom roast that only a Hollywood actress could pull off. It's the kind of parenting fail that's so outlandish, it's actually kind of genius. But perhaps the most amusing parenting fail by this famous couple is their attempt to seduce their kids with lavish vacations. That's right, folks. When your parents are Hollywood royalty, they don't just bribe you with extra screen time or dessert. No, they offer you a trip to the French Riviera or a safari in Africa. Now, that's a parenting strategy that's as extravagant as it is hilarious. So to all the parents out there, take heart. Even Oscar-winning actors don't have it all figured out. Now, we've had a good laugh at the expense of these famous parents. But let's not forget the perks of being a celebrity kid. Picture this. You're a young teen and your parents offer you a trip. Not just any trip, mind you, but a lavish vacation to any corner of the globe you fancy. That's the reality for the children of Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Their idea of parental persuasion involves jet-setting to exotic locations and creating memories in the lap of luxury. But these travel extravaganzas aren't just about spoiling their kids rotten. These experiences are also about bonding as a family, making up for the time lost to the demands of Hollywood. It's about sharing the world with their children, one luxurious vacation at a time. And then there's the glitz and glamour that comes with having famous parents. You get to rub shoulders with other celebrities, attend grand movie premieres, and even walk the red carpet. It's a dazzling life full of star-studded encounters and unforgettable experiences. Imagine being introduced to Hollywood's who's who before you're even old enough to drive, or getting a front row seat to the Oscars while your friends at home are watching it on TV. It's like living in a real-life fairy tale, complete with castles, princes, and princesses. But let's not forget the unique opportunities that come with being part of a celebrity family, like following in your parents' footsteps and launching a career in showbiz, or using your platform to make a difference in the world. The sky's the limit when you're born under a shining star. And while it's true that every family has its quirks, and the Douglas Zeta-Jones clan is no exception, these moments of embarrassment are just a small price to pay for a life filled with so much excitement and privilege. So kids, before you roll your eyes at your famous parents, remember, not everyone gets to spend their summer vacation on a yacht in the Caribbean. Now, let's take a moment to remember the best bits of our journey through the life of the Douglas Zeta-Jones family. We kick things off with the art of parental persuasion, where we learned that Douglas and Zeta Jones have mastered the art of enticing their kids, Dylan and Caris, with lavish vacations. It's a genius tactic, really. Who could resist the allure of jet setting around the globe with these Hollywood heavyweights? Then we delved into the realm of embarrassment, a territory every parent, celebrity or not, knows all too well. Despite their star-studded lineage, Dylan and Caris are not immune to the occasional facepalm moment. Remember when Dylan revealed his dad's fondness for telling, let's say, less than stellar jokes? Or when Zeta Jones compared Caris to Wednesday Addams, a classic family antics. Indeed, our journey continued with some memorable parenting files, even with their fame and fortune. Mikkel and Catherine proved that they're just like the rest of us when it comes to parenting mishaps. They've had their fair share of missteps, but they've always handled them with grace and good humor. And we couldn't forget the bright side of celebrity parenthood. Despite the challenges, there are perks aplenty. The family's travels, the lavish vacations, and the unique experiences they share, all while maintaining a sense of normalcy, are truly remarkable. So, there you have it, a glimpse into the chaotic, funny, and glamorous life of the Douglas Zeta Jones family. And remember, no matter how famous you are, parenting is always an adventure.